What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today we're going to talk about three more Oscar contenders. Yesterday I talked about four of them: Jay Kelly, Begonia, um, and Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere, and uh, whatever the last one was. I already forgot it. Made such an impact on my life. Just a tremendous impact on After the Hunt. So today we're talking about Hamnet. We're going to hit on its potential from the couple of reactions I've seen out of Telluride. It's interesting that the movies coming out of Telluride don't have Metacritic scores, but the ones coming out of Venice do. Does no one go to Telluride? Because these are some big premieres. Hamnet, Ballad of Small Player, and Frankenstein are the three that I'm hitting today. So, from what I'm hearing, Hamnet is good. So, it would appear that we have a contender in the room. That it's a sad piece, it's a somber piece, but it's a beautiful one. With notes for its cast, notably Jessie Buckley. The film's directed by Chloe Zhao, who could enter the race for director. Since we're always like, will there be a female director in the race this year? Question mark. Perhaps. This one's being released by Focus Features, and it's being released in November. So I think they're a little bit more in tune with what they're planning on platforming. Yeah, it looks like it at least has a chance. I think I had this in like picture and actress. I think I had Jessie Buckley and actress when I did it, when I predicted it. And that's kind of where I'm still going. I don't know the Paul Mescal. It's a tough year. And he has been previously nominated, and I need some other people to fall away. Although I've heard at least one, but then I swapped it out for another. So in this video, we're going to gain one and lose one at the same time. So I would lean on potential for picture and actress, maybe for director, and then maybe for Paul Mescal, depending on whether he's actor or supporting in this, where they decide to put him above or below Jessie Buckley. They may decide that he has a better chance in supporting, but I don't know. That's up to them. Screenplay could be a play. It's interesting to have a screenplay about sort of like faux history, where it's not something that really happened, but you're kind of playing around with history. So it's period. So I would think production design, costume design, those kind of things could come into play here. It's got a decent package. And so far, the reception that I've seen, again, these are just a handful of critics. So this is going to continue to evolve. All of these films, all of them, even the ones that haven't been well received, they need another festival, because they need another block of critics to see them, because not everybody goes to the same festivals. These festivals are on top of each other. So like you can't physically be at Venice and Telluride at the same time. So different blocks of critics are seeing different movies, and TIFF is about to start. So everybody's losing their damn minds right now. But I think like Fantastic Fest, New York Film Festival, London Film Festival, everything is just like right after another. I think it's actually impossible to go to every festival in the same year. Even if you had all the money in the world, I think it's actually impossible because they overlap. So like right now, you couldn't fly back and forth between Venice and Telluride. You would lose your mind. So Hamnet, looking pretty good. I'm happy with it. Ballad of a Small Player is looking like a much better contender for Netflix, especially considering so far Netflix's contenders coming out of Venice have been mixed. I'll say the review I read from Deadline tells me that's a Best Picture contender. The Deadline review is just in love with this movie, in love with Colin Farrell, and compared him to a couple of Oscar nominees and winner. So, in terms of the level of performance, it seems like it's a very offbeat, frenetic movie, which is something different for Edward Berger. So if you thought his All Quiet on the Western Front and Conclave and you didn't like what he was doing there, this seems like a very different style of direction. But if it still slaps, it still slaps. So who knows? Edward Berger, third time out, could be the charm for him. It doesn't scream Oscar bait necessarily, but Colin Farrell's performance is screaming Oscar. So we'll see. Also, there have been Tilda Swinton decent marks, and I don't think anybody was thinking about her for supporting actress. I don't know that she's going to get in, but she's at least worth putting into honorable mentions from now on. So, Ballad of a Small Player. Yeah, I'm looking at it at swapping Colin Farrell in for actor right now, and I'm paying attention for it in any other race because I had some people in actor who the passion is just not there for. So I think Colin Farrell seems to have the passion right now. We'll see. So that's where Ballad is, and if Netflix gets behind it, remember this is not their top priority. Jay Kelly and Frankenstein are, so they have to really push Ballad and get behind it in order for it to get more than Colin Farrell. But if Colin Farrell's performance is as great as apparently it is, I don't know why he wouldn't get a nomination. So, which leads me to the third contender here, Frankenstein, which is also being distributed by Netflix and received one of the largest standing ovations, although standing ovations don't mean a whole lot. It did receive a 15-minute standing ovation at Venice, which I think is the largest that I've seen so far. And then it received kind of mixed reviews. But some people really love it. It's the same thing, though, that I could say about every other film that has premiered at Venice. There are people who really love Jay Kelly. There are people who really love After the Hunt. There are people who really love Begonia. There are people who really love Frankenstein. It's when you look at the people who didn't really like it, what are they still talking about it? Most of them are still complimenting all of the production elements of it. You know, costume design, production design, cinematography, makeup, those kind of things. Score, Alexander Desplat's score is supposedly beautiful here. So those are the kind of things that you're going to see it get picked up for, maybe visual effects. So it's looking like a strong below-the-line contender. Is it an above-the-line contender? Yes, it is. But where? In the one place we weren't looking, Jacob Elordi for supporting actor is getting a lot of praise, a lot more than any of his co-stars. I've heard a couple mentions for Oscar Isaac, but not many. Most of the critics that I've read or seen anybody talk about is that they were blown away by Jacob Elordi, who actually plays Frankenstein's monster. Apparently, he does some exceptional work here. So it's possible that Jacob Elordi has found his way into the Oscar conversation as being that sort of like lone potential actor to come out of a Guillermo del Toro movie. I think it does have potential to be a Best Picture nominee. Again, this is like a lower, I don't think this is a top 5 contender. But when you get that much production involved into it, it's at least worth mentioning. But I also, when I was doing my other videos, was talking about how Frankenstein versus Sinners, having 2 horror films, 2 major horror titles in the race, like how is Frankenstein going to affect Sinners? It looks more like Sinners is going to affect Frankenstein. So if Warner Brothers can come back around with a strong campaign for Sinners, I think it's more likely that Sinners would knock Frankenstein out of Best Picture, that Ryan Coogler is going to knock Guillermo del Toro out of Director. It's possible Jacob Elordi gets the Supporting Actor nomination, and that's as high as it goes. So, but then it gets like, it essentially kind of follows what we just got last year with Nosferatu, where it gets a bunch of craft nominations, but this time we'll break into an actual race with possibly Jacob Elordi. So we'll have to see what Netflix does with it, and also what the reviews continue to be, because some people, again, truly loved Frankenstein and thought it was beautiful and thought it was gorgeous, but also some people truly loved all of the movies thus far. You can look at all of those movies, and there isn't a universal hatred for any of them. There are reviews that if you read the right review for any of those movies, that you would think that you were watching this year's Best Picture. And then you could read another review where you're like, oh my God, never mind. So, I don't think the Best Picture is ever the film that everybody universally loves. I just think it's the film that people don't hate the most. So, we'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you guys on the other side.